Okay. Hi and good morning, everyone. So, following the incident of Kim River toxic pollution, we, as the representative of our respective teams, are here to actually discuss and strategize the research design to tackle this issue. So, we will start first with Yugarani from the representative of research team 1. Okay, so Yuga.
Thank you so much. So give me a second. I'll just start sharing my screen first. Okay. A very good morning to everyone. So I'm Yugarani and I'm the representative from a research team. So this morning I will be talking about or suggesting ways on to identify the type of contaminants that is present in the polluted river water, and then followed by the identification of contaminants. I would be suggesting on the ways to validate the data that has been obtained through the identification of contaminants, and I also suggest way to identify the source of pollution after the data validation. So, firstly, it is important for us to identify the type of contaminants that is present in the river water. So, for that, we can implement FTIR spectroscopy. So, we know that FTIR is used to, it would be helpful in identifying the type of functional groups that is present in a particular sample. So what will happen is the IR radiation will be absorbed by the components in the sample, and it will be transmitted and detected by the detector. So the resulting IR spectrum will be the molecular fingerprint of the sample. So which means we are going to have an idea about what type of compounds are present in the polluted river water sample from the IR spectrum. So, since not only one type of technique would be sufficient to identify the contaminants, we are going to further validate the data by using other techniques. So, for that, HPLC, which is high performance liquid chromatography, would come in hand as well. So, it is a technique used to separate, identify, or also to quantify each component in a mixture. So at the end of the run of HPLC, a chromatogram will be obtained. So the chromatogram will tell us informations about the identification and also quantification of different substances. So this will also tell us what are the types of contaminants that is present in the polluted river water. Next, GCMS can also be used for this purpose, where GCMS works on the basis of two analytical methods, which is the gas chromatography and also mass spectroscopy. So, gas chromatography is going to give us informations on the retention time of the compounds that is present in the sample. So that will tell us the chemical properties of the components as well. So this will give us an idea about what type of contaminants is present in the polluted water sample. Then mass spectroscopy will be giving us indication about the amount of component as well as also the molecular weight of the component. So from the molecular weight, it would be easier for us to determine the contaminant that is present as well. And then also UVB spectroscopy can be used for this purpose, where it can be used for quantitative determination of different analytes. Although it says that it is a quantitative determination, UVB spectroscopy can also be used to determine the type of the contaminants that is present, because we can see the resulting spectrum will show the absorbance of one or more sample component when the sample is scanned through various wavelength in UVB's region. So we can see in the spectrum that we can observe a very high peak, a very obvious and high peak at the wavelength of 395 nanometers. So at there we can identify what is the compound that is present at that particular wavelength. If the compound is present, it's going to show us a absorbance. Then last but not least, we can also do the identification by using ICP atomic emission spectroscopy. This will tell us the detection of chemical elements for sure, and it is going to also tell us the amount of the contaminant that is present in the polluted river water, because the amount is also a crucial thing to be identified, because only if we know the amount we can proceed to the cleanup procedures later. So after all the identification of contaminants, this is the estimated cost for identification of contaminants, where each of the technique will have different costs, and for each technique we will be conducting the analysis in triplicates. So the total estimated cost for identification would cost around 5,362 ringgit Malaysia. And then after identifying all the contaminant, it is very important for us to validate the data that we have obtained. Okay, in order to validate the data, we can refer to Syarikat Air Johor, which is the water management system in water management company in Johor Bahru, and we can also refer to Jabatan Kimia Malaysia, Negeri Johor, for that purpose. So once we have validated the data, identified the contaminants and validated the data and everything, it is also important for us to identify from where the pollution is coming from. What is the source of the pollution? So for that purpose, we can implement artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can provide us tools to better monitor water pollution and also to identify the source of pollution. Not only that, but it is also going to improve water pollution as by recommending ways for us to reduce the water pollution. Okay, and in last, this is the total estimated cost, where, as I said earlier, the estimated cost for identification would cost up to 5,000 ringgit, and then for data validation it is going to cost up to 16,000 ringgit, and followed by, for the implementation of artificial intelligence, it is going to cost around 1.2 million. So in total, the estimated cost for this purpose would cost up to 1.24 million. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Yuga, for the wonderful presentations. So I would like to ask, how are you and your team going to conduct the water sampling? Like how many liters of water that you need and which part of the river?
Okay. The water sampling would be mainly concentrated around the area where seem to record the most number of pollution, like for example at Kampung Pasir Puteh. And the liters will around, it depends, because the runs will not require that much of water. So I think we will be needing up to only 1 liter or 2 liters of the water from places like Kampung Pasir Puteh, since they were badly polluted.
Okay, noted, Yuga. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll be moving on to the next team. So we'll be having Sumaya from research team 2. Sumaya?
Okay, thank you very much, Yuga and Ainini. Okay, now I will be presenting my teams. Screen sharing. Wait, how to share?
Kak Sumaya down here, like near the comments, you have like the slideshow icon.
And
Down,
below.
down here. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, near,
yeah,
near
that one.
comment. Okay. Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to our CEO and our other parts of research team 1 until 5 for our company Dynamic Solution. My name is Sumaya binti Abdul Manan from research team 2, cleanup procedures. Will be presenting today for my team. Okay. So basically, there will be three methods for the cleanup procedure. The first one is bioremediation, uh, which involve or using microbial process. The second one will be bank filtration. And the third one is the upgraded version of bank filtration, which is river bank filtration, RBF. Okay, so I will start with the first one, bioremediation techniques. Remediation of polluted sites using microbial process, also known as bioremediation, has proven effective and reliable due to its eco-friendly features, can be carried out in situ or ex situ, depending on several factors, which include but not limited to cost, such as characteristic, types, and concentration of pollutants. Okay, so we can see here from the diagram, uh, ex situ and in situ. For ex situ, they will be divided into four: biopile, windrow, bioreactor, land farming. For in situ, got two types: natural attenuation and enhance. Enhance will be divided into four: bioslurping, bioventing, biosparging, and phytoremediation. Another one branch of bioremediation techniques is permeable reactive barrier, PRB. Two major approaches to enhance bioremediation are biostimulation and bioaugmentation, provided environments as successful factor. So for bioremediation technique, the divergence of each techniques is hypothetical. Therefore, the left to the right order of internal nodes are not the order of the evolution or techniques development. It is this branch. Permeable reactive barrier is not the arbitrary route. It is physical remediation techniques with some elements of bioremediation, hence the early hypothetical divergence. Okay, so we move to the next slide. Bioremediation. This is some example of plants that involve some plants with phytoremediation potential. This is the example of 5 plants. The first one is Ludwigia octovalvis. Nature of pollutants that can be removed is gasoline. Mechanism of removal, biosurfactant enhanced rhizodegradation. The second plant is Aegiceras corniculatum. Nature of pollutant that can be removed is brominated diphenyl ethers, BDE 47. Mechanism of removal, biostimulated degradation. The third plant, Spartima maritima. Nature of pollutant can be removed is arsenic, cuprum, plumbum, zinc. Mechanism of removal, bioaugmentated rhizoaccumulation. The fourth plant, Arundodonax. Nature of pollutant, cadmium and zinc. Mechanism of removal, rhizofiltration. The last one will be Acora crassipus, water hyacinths. Nature of pollutant are heavy metals such as ferrum, zinc, cadmium, cuprum, boron, and chromium. Mechanism of removal would be rhizofiltration. This is bioremediation time, cost, and factors. The time needed for this procedure to work out would be the average would be about 2 weeks. Typical cost for enhanced bioremediation range from USD 30 to USD 100 per cubic meter. Can also be calculated as USD 20 to USD 80 per cubic yard of soil. This one would be explained more in Aiza's part later on for this is team 5 if I'm not mistaken. Factors affected costs include the soil type and chemistry, type and quantity of amendments used, and type and extent of contamination. Okay, so we've moved to the second method, which is bank filtration. Bank filtration, BF, applied to river or lake, is reliable, natural, and multi-objective treatment process which remove particles, biodegradable organic compounds, trace organics, microorganisms, as well as ammonia and nitrate for some extent. Bank filtration also dampens temperature peaks and concentration peaks associated with spills. Bank filtration could replace or support other treatment process, thus providing a robust barrier within a multi-barrier system and also decreases the cost of water treatment. Several mechanisms are responsible for improvement of water quality during bank filtration. This is the schematic diagram of processes affecting water quality during bank filtration. This is the river, as we can see here, in stream, bioaccumulation and biodegradation happen here. So this is the soil and the wells on the left side, borehole. The topsoil recharge happen here, and the mixing process will happen at the middle and bottom of the soil, and bank filtrate the water flow will goes to the wells, and the mixing happen at the sediment filters water down here. The process will happen is filtration, biodegradation, adsorption, chemical precipitation, and redox reaction. So the mixing will happen here and goes to the well. During infiltration and travel through the soil and aquifer sediments, surface water is subjected to a combination of physical, chemical, and biological processes such as filtration, soil precipitation, ion exchange, sorption, desorption, complexation, redox reaction, microbial biodegradation, and dilution that significantly improves water quality. So this is the third method, the last one, which is the upgraded version of bank filtration, which is river bank filtration, RBF. River bank filtration as an alternative to direct surface water abstraction. Process of bank filtration or simply river bank filtration, RBF, or simply bank filtration, BF, is an established technique to enhance aquifer recharge from the surface water by constructing the abstraction wells in the vicinity of natural surface water bodies, mainly rivers and sometimes also lake. Okay, so this is the schematic diagram. The RBF well is here, about similar to the first bank filtration process. The distance between well and river are about few 10 to 100 feet. The water will flow down to the well. This is the sediment filter waters from the middle to the bottom. Okay, so the process of biofiltration is initiated by the lowering of the groundwater, which causes surface water to flow through the permeable riverbed and riverbed here, and bank or leak bed into the aquifer as a result of the difference in water levels, provided that no artificial or natural barriers to the subterranean flow exist. This flow may be direct result of an affluent river under natural condition or be induced by groundwater abstraction tube wells here. This well extraction bank filtrate can be vertical or horizontal. Horizontal, this one is collector well. Purification during bank filtration strongly depends on environmental conditions, well design, allocation at bank, well operation, travel time, runoff regime, surface and groundwater qualities. Okay, so this is the pictures of some places for the site for riverbank filtration. This is at Satpuli riverbank site. This is the instruments that involved at Agats Yamuni River RBF River site, Gocha RBF site, Karan Prayak River site, and Srinagar RBF site. Okay, so this is the material instrument needed for riverbank filtration cost and the cost that will be explained by Aiza. And the materials involved are hydrogeologic testing, engineering design, well, pump house, discharge piping, land acquisition. This one no cost. And the total would be about in USD 5,000 that will be converted by Aiza later on. Okay, so the last one would be no follow up from the governing bodies. This is just to need to be concerned about that further action should be taken. Just some info from the Kim Kim River case that they provided information to people ranging from baby, school children to government official of DOE, Department of Environment. And River Kim Kim River has apparently been happening for years. Long-suffering residents have alerted the authorities to the matter, but it seems nothing has been done to address. So this is also will be mentioned later by Team 4, I think, Atira Group, the approved emergency allocation about 6.5 million. Okay, finally, it will be noted that any complaints from public should be taken into just consideration for further action by Malaysian Department of Environment, DOE. This is important so as to avoid the repetition of the same environment disaster at Kim Kim River pollution. In order DOE polluted river in Malaysia perhaps lessen uh, this is important as to avoid the repetition from the same environmental disasters such as Kim Kim River pollution. In order DOE identified polluted rivers in Malaysia. Perhaps this is the main reason lesson to be learned. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Sumaya, for the
Mm.
wonderful presentation. So I wanted to ask, how long does it take to actually clean up the water?
For two methods, for the all the three methods, there would be about 2 weeks. The
Okay,
average time will be about 2 weeks.
all right, noted. Thanks.
Okay.
So
Okay, thank you.
we'll be moving on to the next one. Okay, so hi, and thanks everyone. So the next one would be from me, Ainini, from the Human Resources Management Department team. So I'll share my screen. So my team would be conducting a survey research. So for the objective and outcomes of the survey research would be, the first one is to capture the public's perceptions on the essential issues regarding environmental pollution following the Kim Kim River toxic pollution incidents. And the second one is we wanted to shed light on what the factory owners thought in terms of economic development versus environmental protection. So based on the result of the survey research, we wanted to, third one is to implement corrective measures based on the results to improve social awareness among the publics. And finally, we wanted to educate the audience on the importance of environmental protection in order to avoid recurring incidents. So the general process of a survey research would be divided into 4 steps. The first one is to decide valid survey questions. So this can be either in questionnaires or interviews, which will be divided into closed-ended questions, for example, MCQ, and also open-ended questions, such as subjective questions. So we can use either Likert scale, semantic scale, and also net promoter score questions to actually create the survey questions. And the second step would be to finalize a target audience or respondent, because we need to send out relevant survey questions as per target audience. And we also need to enclose a friendly cover letter and explain how the respondents have been selected. And the third step would be sending out surveys via decided mediums, which can be either through online or email, phone interviews, or face-to-face interviews. So these surveys need to be scheduled, so need to be conducted within a certain period of time. So, and then we need to patiently wait for the feedback and also comments. And then it is also vital to actually tell the respondent that their responses will be secured. And finally, the last step would be analyze the survey results. So we are expecting a response rate of more than 66% for the data to be reliable. And from there, we can identify the patterns in response. So we can actually analyze the survey feedbacks using different methods such as CAP, TURF, conjoint analysis, and also cross-tabulation tools, which can be bought. And then we will need to validate the data by rechecking all of the data that we input into the computer, and then we also need to perform statistical analysis. So for the methodology, like what I have mentioned previously, there are different survey research mediums, and the first one would be online or email. So these need to be embedded in a website and shared via social media for maximum responses. So the advantages of using online or email is because of its minimal cost and also highly accurate responses, as the respondents, they feel more secure through using these mediums while doing the surveys. And the second one would be through phone interviews. The advantages of using phone interview is due to its useful in collecting data from a more extensive section of the target population. However, the disadvantages of using phone interview is because of their higher costs than other mediums and also more time required. And the final medium would be face-to-face interviews. The advantages of using face-to-face interview is because of its suitability for a complicated problem, and it has the highest response rate compared to other mediums. And however, the advantages of using face-to-face interviews are because of the high cost and also more time required. So for the time spent to conduct research, there are two different ways to do this. The first one is a longitudinal survey research. So this is a survey research that will be conducted over a continuum period of time, such as years and also decades. So the advantages of using this longitudinal survey research, because we can analyze and observe the changes in the respondent behavior and preference throughout the time. So this we can ensure, through this we can ensure that the collected information is reliable. And the second one is cross-sectional survey research. So this one will be conducting survey research at a particular time interval. And the advantages of using this is because it is quick and it helps researchers to collect information in a brief period of time. So for this particular incident, Kim toxic river pollution, there are two different survey questions. The first one is to capture the public perceptions on the essential issue regarding environmental pollution. So this is like the public's social awareness. So the target audience or respondent would be mostly the people involving the affected people. So there are more or less 6,000 affected people, and also the publics living in Pasir Gudang. So we need to have at least more or less 500 respondents. So for the respondents with the age of 12 to 17 years old, we need their parental consent as well. So the mediums that will be used for these survey questions is online or email, which consists of 20 close-ended questions and also 10 open-ended questions. And the second one would be phone interviews, 15-minute phone interviews consisting of 10 close-ended questions. So the time span for this is within 1 year following the incidents. So the expected outcomes would be more than 66% of the respondent respond to the surveys. And from there, we identify the patterns and we validate the data, and we will be able to determine the level of social awareness among the publics regarding environmental problems. And from here, we can implement corrective measures based on the results of the surveys to improve social awareness among the publics. So the second survey question would be to shed light on what the factory owner thoughts in terms of economic development versus environmental protection, especially on their thoughts in proper waste disposal and also management. So the target audience or respondent would be the factories or company owners in Pasir Gudang. So there are roughly 16 factories located in Pasir Gudang. And the mediums that we'll be using are, the first one is face-to-face interviews consisting of 20 close-ended questions and 10 open-ended questions. The second one is phone interviews, 15-minute phone interviews consisting of 10 close-ended questions, and the time span would be within 2 months following the incidents. So the expected outcomes would be we need to have like at least 66% of the respondent response to the survey questions. And from here, we'll be able to determine the thoughts of the factory owners in terms of the economic development versus environmental protection. And from here, we can shed light on issues with proper waste disposal and also management among the factory owners, especially regarding cost. So this is really, really important. So the total cost estimation for conducting survey research would be 62,925 ringgit. And this will be explained in detail by Aiza from the accounting department. And I think that's all from me. Thank you.
May I ask?
Yes.
I would like to ask, as you mentioned earlier, the medium for online in order to distribute the questionnaire, right? In
Yes.
order to distribute the questionnaire by online, could you please tell what is the mediums instead of using the email? How we can distribute the questionnaire besides using the email?
We can put it online and share it through social medias, such as, people nowadays, they use Facebook. They also use WhatsApp, any social medias that that are available, especially so we are targeting the people in Pasir Gudang especially, so we can actually ask the JKK, the Ketua Kampung there, to actually distribute the survey questions through these social platforms.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thanks so much for the questions. And then we'll be moving on to the next one, Atira from the operation team.
Okay, thank you Kak Nini. So for my parts, wait share screen. Everyone can see my slide, right?
Yes.
Yes, Atira.
Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Yes,
A very
Atira.
good morning, guys. So thank you Kak Nini. So for my part, it's about operations team, which for me, what my team should do, how my team should do to prevent this incident to occur again. So from education, so from education and environmental education programs to educate the public about the importance of keeping our river clean, and also the river ranger program. It is a program that about the environment, water resources and river, and emphasize not only about the water pollution but every aspect of freshwater ecosystem, including its biodiversity, function, values and benefit to mankind, which we can create this campaign to create awareness among the people. This program is to increase the public awareness and knowledge in managing resources, to provide the living skill to the participant for use in local environmental management, and also to coach participant on way to evaluate and audit river basin. Then this program also can develop a database on local river by the local community, which maybe the villager heads can meet the and organization to check around the surround the river, and also to motivate the participant to initiate water or river conservation projects in their school, community or organization. And also we can collaborate with Ministry of Education to introduce moral, civic or environmental subject to create the awareness among the student, and also hold campaign regarding pollution in the school. So from the government and non-government agency, we can collaborate with them, such as Malaysian Department of Environment, DOE for short, which any complaint from the public should be taken into serious consideration for further action. And also we can assign a special officer in every polluted river to take the sample annually, and collaborate also with the Ministry of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change, which is MESTEC, to take the serious measure to overcome river pollution as climate change. So the next one is from the Agency of National Disaster Management, which is NADMA, to formulate SOPs, which is safety operation procedure to deal with the chemical pollution disaster, set up the advisory council to advise the government on the management of chemical, biological and radiological effect, and also the drainage and irrigation department, which deepen the river to avoid the flash flood problem occur around the village. And also from the Housing and Local Government Minister and Ministry of Health Department, which we can identify the affected victims and families to examine and compensate them. Then from the federal and state government, which they should allocate fund and to compensate and conduct community capacity building, make a rotation schedule to check around the river, and immediately report if there is any suspicious activities seen around the river. So from the hazmat, which is hazardous material hazmat response team, is a hazardous material expert, which specialize in detecting, containing and removing any release or potential release of hazardous substance in order to control or stabilize an incident. So in order we want to prevent this incident to occur again, each agency will allocate one officer from our team to collaborate or advise them how to take the prevention actions to avoid this incident to occur again. This is from government and non-government agency. And next one is from the legislation part, which is we should advise the okay, the court to Prime Minister and Vice Prime Minister. Maybe we can make apa ni, and suggestion to more strict law to control, to make the more strict law to control and prevent river pollution. So the government can introduce new policy and regulation to ban certain pollutant with pollution permits to be issued as control measure. Example, maybe harsher punishment for dumping at river will deter the people and factory from dumping their waste into the river around the village, and this Environmental Quality Act 1974 Section 25 should be emphasized and also reviewed again on the restriction on pollution of inland water, which prescribe a fine of up to 100,000 and or a jail term of up to 5 years for those found to have been willfully or negligently polluting the river. So authorities should enforce the law to further prevent this river pollution. And also we should advise the government from the regulation part to adopt the polluters pay principle, which means whoever caused the pollution should pay to clean it up one way or another. And also polluter can pay operates in all kinds of way, which mean that the tanker owner should have take out insurance that cover the cost of spill up cleanups. So from the operation which we can see from the Kim River toxic pollution is Sultan Ibrahim, Sultan Johor urged an immediate action and pledged a total 1 million. Then Prime Minister and Vice Prime Minister review the Environmental Quality Act 1974 in the light of serious pollution, which is in Section 25. And then federal government approved allocation about 8 million for river purification and order various agencies to clean the affected area. Then the Johor Menteri Besar Osman Sapia, which approved allocation about 6.4 for cleaning up the affected river. Then the Malaysian Environment Minister Yeo Bee Yin also stressed that investigation should be carried out to the justice and explained that the 6.4 is mainly used to clear within the 1.5 kilometer stretch of the affected river. Then the State Health Department want public not to circulate fake news because, as we know, when this incident occur, there will be more fake news, more orang kata fake news that make the people to be scared of this incident. And also the Malaysia Health Ministry also form a medical team, collaborate with the Institute of Medical Research and Johor Health Department to examine the affected victims. Then the Malaysia Water, Lands and Natural Resources Minister Xavier Jayakumar Arulanandam urge every state government should take serious measure to overcome this river pollution, as climate change could cause country to droughts in the future, and also drafted the water resource bill on the water pollution and to tu je lah. Neighboring authorities in Singapore continue to monitor the situation and conducting regular checks with the minister, as this river in Malaysia also connected with the Singapore. So the Singapore authorities make regular check with our authorities. So that's all from me. Thank you. Any question?
Okay. No question, Tira. Thanks for Atira from the operation team for the wonderful sharing. So we'll be moving on to the next one. Aiza from the Accounting and Finance Department.
Okay, thank you Kak Nini. So, a second. So I am Aiza Farhani binti Zakaria. I a representative from Accounting and Finance Department of Dynamic Solutions Sdn Bhd. So before I will share regarding the cost estimations that if required and involved in this Sungai Kim pollution case, I want to highlight a statement that is said by our Minister of Environment, Science, Technology and Climate Change, which is Minister of Yeo Bee, which is she has said that the cost of cleaning operations as whole of the case of the pollution would be more than 10 millions. And also, it is 6.4 million for the cleanup alone. This amount is actually a huge amount in to for this pollution in order to clean. So for the next one, I would like to share about the cost estimations in order to conducting the research study, in which there are as my previous team has mentioned, as the research study team has mentioned that there are several method study in that is involved in order to doing the research for this pollution. So for the first one, the identifications of the contaminants, data validation procedure, identification of pollution source, riverbank filtration procedures, and bioremediation procedure. Each of these study will be need some cost in order to conduct, in which in for the identifications of contaminant, which is involved several instruments, which is FTIR, HPLC, GCMS, UVVs, and ICPAES instrument, in which for the cost that is um, used for each sample is for the FTIR instrument is 203.20 for uh, each sample, and HPLC is 20 ringgit and 30 cent. GCMS is 264 and 6 cent for each sample, and for the UVVs, which is 243.75% per sample, and also an ICPAES instrument. The cost for each sample is 1,056 ringgit and 25 cents. For each of the sample that is conducted for each instrument is repeated by duplicate, and the total price is 5,362 ringgit and 71 cent. So for the second method study, which is the data validation procedure, the price, which is 5,367 ringgit and 71 cent, which is also doing triplicate um, uh, triplicate identification, which is the price is 16,830 cents. So for the third one is identifications of pollution source, um, which is need the cost approximately 1 million ringgit. For the riverbank filtration procedure, which is requires several testing that is need several costs, which is for the first one the hydrogeologic testing for 60,000 ringgit, approximately 60,000 ringgit. Engineering design, well, pump house and discharge piping, and this is the cost of one sample. And of the total of these riverbank procedures is approximately 20 million ringgit. And last but not least is bioremediation procedure, which is for each meter cubic, the sample need to be analyzed, which is at a cost of 121 ringgit and 80 cent to 406.25 cent. And due to our pollution, our authority needs the sample for 1.5 kilometer. The price would be 609,000 ringgit, and the total cost for research study is about approximately 22 million ringgit. However, the cost estimations for conducting the survey research, as mentioned earlier by Kak Ainini, which is the survey there are some survey methods that has been used in order to conduct the survey, which is the website online, which is the creations of online questionnaire, tools, survey analysis tools, in phone interview, face-to-face interview, research assistant, enumerator salary, in which this website online, which is cost us around 6,000 ringgit, 6,720 ringgit for 1 year and for two different tools. And for the interview, phone interview, which is one of the survey analysis tools, which is approximately 50 cents per minute for 1,030 phone calls, which is about approximately 15 minutes of phone call. It is cost about 7,725. And the next one is the face-to-face interview, which is including the transport allowance, which is car rental and fuel, food allowance, survey analysis tool, which is for it is a cost about 60 ringgit per day, which is including 30 ringgit per day for car rental, 20 per day for fuel, and 10 per day for food. And if let's say this face-to-face interview for use two people for 2 months, it will be the cost will be 5,280 ringgit. And for the research assistants and enumerator salary for per 1 month is 1,800 800 ringgit. And for two people, for 1 year, the cost is about 40,000 ringgit and 40,200 ringgit. And the total cost in order to conduct the survey research is about 62,925 ringgit. So this is the cost estimations for operational work, in which to clean up the operations of the affected area, which is approximately about 1.5 kilometer, including the 6 tons of soil and 1,500 tons of polluted water, which is about 6.4 million ringgit as stated by our minister. And for the purification work, including the compensate value for victims affected by the pollutions, is approximately about 8 million ringgit. And the overall estimation cost for conducting the research study, the survey research, and also the operational work would be around 30 million ringgit. 30 million ringgit. Okay. So for the suggestion in order to reduce the cost and also the drawbacks of these incidents, I would like to highlight a statement by the new Asia. The cleaning works, however, worsened the chemical reactions as the contractor engaged was not experienced in dealing with the chemical waste. And from this incident, we can know, we can suggest the several steps in which we can use the eco-friendly enzyme, which is called as eco enzyme or garbage enzyme. Was made up of it was made with from waste such as the orange peel and other fruits mixed in a solutions consisting of 1 part brown sugar and 10 parts of water. This enzyme relatively can break down the chemicals in polluted water to make them less harmful or easier for marine life to eat. And this 1 liter of enzyme could able to treat 1,000 liters of polluted water. So which this enzyme has been verified by a study of Curtin University Sarawak in 2011, showed just garbage enzymes could remove the phosphates and ammonia nitrogens from wastewater. So basically, this eco-friendly enzyme is more safer to be used. And for the second one, which is we need to hire an experienced researcher and chemist in order to engage with the chemical waste to check the suitability of chemical can be used to remediate the water pollutant. the researchers and the chemists might be can hire from the well-known waste management company, or can be either from the certified with the chemist or researcher certified by with the Jabatan Kimia Malaysia. And we can also doing raise funding from the multinational companies in order to in order to um, in order to get the personal protective equipment such as gloves and N90 masks, and also the coverall suits, in order to reduce the cost and help the government in terms of the financial. So I think that is all from me. Is there any questions?
Okay, Aisa, can you clarify more on the you know, you have these suggestions to reduce the cost. Can you
Yeah.
clarify more on the second options, the second points
The
here?
second, okay, regarding the second option, which is we have to hire and inspire an experienced researcher and chemist in order to engage the chemical waste, right? This is because of um, as the previous case, which is as stated in the new Asia, uh, the contractor that is engaged with the with the pollution is not really experienced, is not really know about the on how to handle the chemical reaction. So this is a very significant is a very significant in order to have an experienced and certified researcher in order to prevent any of the drawbacks from the from the from the reaction.
Okay, Aisa, thanks. That's a really good point. And thanks everyone for the wonderful sharing. So now we will be having Atira from the operation teams for the closing remarks.
So for conclusion, I will conclude from the first, which is part Yuga, which is research team 1, which is the instrument that to identify the chemicals that in the pollution is by using instruments such as FTIR, GCMS, HPLC, UV, VIS, ICPAS, and then the data will validate by the Syarikat Air Johor and also Jabatan Kimia Malaysia branch Johor. And then from the research team's second research team, which is by clean up procedure by using the method of bioremediation, bank filtration, and also ribbon bank filtration, which all total cost for the research is about 22 millions. And then from the human resources management team is we will conducting the survey and also the interview by using the online email or by the phone. So which is this questionnaire will be apa ni? Will be tabulated by using the get, turf, and also the cross tabulation, which at least in this river pollution we will take about 500 respondent, which is the total cost for each survey for all the survey is 62,925 ringgit. And so for my part, which is operation, so every single my member will cooperate or collaborate with our government or non-government agency to follow up with them or advise them on how we want to take serious measure on this incident, and also maybe suggesting to enhance our law, and also review the Act Quality of Environmental Quality Act 1974, and also the clean for the affected area maybe around the 14.4 millions for my part. And so overall costs for our our research, our team is about 36 million. So maybe from the AISA suggestion, which is we can use eco-friendly enzymes and also raise funding from the multinational company and also hired experienced researcher, maybe that qualified by the Jabatan Kimia Malaysia to check the suitability of our chemicals. So that's all from us. That's all from me. So maybe that's all for our meeting today. Anyone
Okay,
to add up?
thank you everyone. I hope that after this meeting we can actually implement all of the research design that we all have suggested, and also in tackling this issue and also prevent recurring as incidents. So thanks everyone for your time. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day today.
Yeah, thank you also. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
everyone.
Thank you. I'm going to end the meeting now.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
All right, thank you.